This may sound like a general question, but what motivated you more than anything else to write the book?
I wrote the book for myself initially. Being a victim of abuse is very much different to being a survivor of abuse. I'd never really felt myself being a victim. I'd always felt myself as being a survivor. And throughout everything that I'd gone through, I'd told many people, I'd written statements, I'd said my story twice in court. I'd always, you know, it was always verbally done. And I just wanted to see it on paper for myself, how horrendous my actual childhood was, as far as the abuse is concerned. So I wrote it really to clear my head. And it didn't start off as a book, it started off as a story. And I started at the beginning, and I just went right on. Every few chapters somebody would read it for me, tell me what they think. And eventually I got to the end and I thought, there's nowhere else to go, I'm finished. And I couldn't believe I'd written 80,000 words in such a short space of time. I think it took me about 4 months to write. And it sat in my computer then for 18 months, but my whole motivation was to clear my head.
And have you cleared your head?
Oh, very much so, yeah. I think what also helped was the fact that after writing the book, well, midway through writing the book, I'd started to realise that as a survivor, having no education as a victim, having no career, no forward thinking for the future, I decided I had to start doing something for me, for Sharon. And that thing I had to do was re-educate myself. I knew I had a good brain on my shoulders, and I'd never really used it. I'd spent most of my life bringing up my children. Lots of nightmares, lots of flashbacks, mental health issues, down to self-harm, down to insomnia, lots of different problems. And here I was now with a book in my hand, with my whole life story in it, and again, nowhere to go after that. So every goal I went for, I reached. So it got to the point where I had to start making new goals just to keep myself to get up in the morning, to not wallow in the self-pity that you can wallow in. It's very easy to be a victim, very easy to be a victim, very hard to stay a survivor. So I then decided to re-educate myself. I'd done level 1 and 2 and 3 of counselling, skills and theory, therapeutic, which is a range of different types of counselling. I also done child social emotional development, health psychology, lots of different courses to keep my mind busy and to keep me growing as a person. And it was the best thing I've done, because I've sort of, it's like a stone gathering moss. As I started doing one project, leading on to another, I've physically and emotionally grown, physically and emotionally, in lots of different ways.
You had a book signing last Saturday and you're back again at Smithson Lakeside due to popular demand.
Yes.
What is the feedback you get at these book signings?
Most people read the book within 2 days, and when I do a book signing, I always put my phone number on it. Now people find that quite new and quite strange, because most authors do the signing, sign their signature and walk away from that. I can't leave these people that I'm giving my book to with nowhere to go after the book. It could impact on them emotionally, psychologically, it could cause stress to them, it could be that they've just got questions that they need to answer. Now the only person they're going to get them questions from after reading that book would be me. So every book I sign, I put my phone number on. And I always say to them, if this impacts on you in any way, if you're distressed in any way, or you just need to question something, or you just need to say how you felt about the book, my phone number is there, my email address is there, you can get in touch at any point, any time, day or night. And I do get people ringing me at 11 o'clock at night. They'd only got my book in the morning, they'd finished it by 11 at night. I just want to phone you to tell you that I've cried all day, but my God, I feel so much better, because I've realised that my abuse was not as bad as I thought it was. And it doesn't matter what degree of abuse there is. It could be being touched once at a 5-year-old and never touched again, to being abused and raped every single day. The feelings and emotions that both abused people get are exactly the same. they impact exactly the same. You are abused, that is the thing, you are abused. The misconception that people have is that most people who are abused are victims. They are victims of the abuser, but they do not have to remain a victim. If you say, this is not my fault, I did not ask this to happen, every day that you allow yourself to feel like a victim instead of a survivor, your abuser is winning. Your flashbacks, I try to tell people, your flashbacks, your negative memories, your fears are the tools your abuser needs to keep you for life. He may not have seen you for 20 years, but because you're holding on to these things, they're his tools to keep you. It's all about control. It's not about sexuality, it's about control. So when I talk to people and I try to help them, I try to make them realise that today is the first day of your life, and it is your choice who you want to be from today. You'll never be the person that you should have been. You'll never be that innocence that was robbed from your childhood bed. You will never get back. So you have to reinvent yourself. You have to say, who do I want to be? I don't know who I should have been or who I could have been, but now I have a choice to be somebody I want to be.